Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. So I have a fun video for you guys today. I live in Northern California, Zone 9B, and our summers here are hot, dry, and long. And sometimes it can be a challenge to find plants that can live up to the long, hot summers that we have here. So this year I am trying 6 varieties from proven winners that are promising to live up to the challenge of our Zone 9B summers. All right, so let's get into the plants. The first one that I want to talk about is one of my new favorite plants, and that is Heliotrope. Proven winners, their version is Augusta Lavender Heliotrope. I first learned about Heliotrope about late last summer when Jason and I went to Carmel for a wedding, and we were looking at all the beautiful gardens there. It's gorgeous if you guys ever have a chance to visit it. And I smelled this vanilla scent. It was absolutely amazing. And I went through this garden and I sniffed every single flower until I found Heliotrope. It's so beautiful. It's this gorgeous purple and it smells so amazing. So proven winners version is Augusta Lavender, like I was talking about. It is extremely heat and humidity tolerant, which is wonderful for you all in the South that deal with humidity. I don't deal with any humidity here, but we do deal with a lot of heat, and this plant is really promising to perform really well in our heat. So it is a purple and white flower, and it has a cute little yellow eye, and I'm planning to put these kind of as my fillers in the 3 pots that are on the south side of my house in my backyard. So really hot. I'm going to put it through its paces. You know, I'm really kind of torturing these plants with the heat that I have here, but this one is really promising to perform well. So the next plant I want to show you guys is called High Noon Euryopsis. It's also known as a bush daisy, and it has the cutest little daisy face in the brightest of yellow, so summery and cheerful. So I have never tried this plant before. I am really happy and looking forward to seeing how it does in my garden, because not only is it extremely heat tolerant, it can stand up to the heat, but I've also heard that it's very cold tolerant as well. So basically, once I get this planted in its spot, it will start blooming and it will continue blooming. It is hardy down to zone 8A, so it's actually going to be a perennial for me here in zone 9B, but I'm just really looking forward to seeing how long this plant is going to bloom for me in my heat and then also as it gets cooler. All right, so the next plant that I want to show you guys is Lantana. And if you live in a hot area like I do, I'm sure you've seen or heard about Lantana because they are tough plants. They're one of the few plants that I know I can depend on for it to bloom its little head off when it gets hot during the summer. So this one is part of the Luscious series from Proven Winners. It's called Luscious Citron. It's new in garden centers this year, and when I saw it on the Proven Winners website, I had to have it. It's a bright, sunny yellow, which pops against this dark green foliage. I'm very excited to see the big mounding shape of this plant, you know, and just that bright sunny bloom. So you can cut this plant back at any time to maintain its shape, but deadheading is not necessary. These plants do thrive on neglect. So if you want to just plant something and forget about it, I would go for something like this. What's special about the Luscious series is that they're bred to have little to no seed. So all that energy that normally goes into producing seed for flowers is going to go into producing blooms for this plant. So it's going to have way more blooms than other Lantanas. All right, the next plant I want to talk about is also new to garden centers this year, and that is Safari Sky James Britannia. I am not familiar with this plant at all. I've never used it. I've really never seen it in garden centers before, but when I saw this cute, petite purple and white bloom that was fading, it was like a sunset fading to yellow orange. I was super excited to try it out this year. James Britannia is native to South Africa, and it is a heat tolerant plant. So I'm really eager to see how it does in our long, hot, dry summers here in Northern California. So this plant will get about 12 inches tall, but you can also use it as a trailer in your pots because it will trail about 8 inches. So I'm really excited to use this in my garden this year. All right, this next one is probably the one I am most excited about, and that one is Sunstar Pink Pentas. So Proven Winners Sunstar series boasts giant bloom heads, almost the size of hydrangea blooms. That's crazy. So it's pink, and the pink pops off these dark foliage blooms, and they say this is a wonderful alternative to hydrangeas, which is so fantastic for people who live in warm climates that have trouble growing hydrangeas in our heat. This one will have the same beautiful look to it. So I'm going to use this plant as a monopot, just one plant in my pot, and I cannot wait to see how it does. It is a pollinator magnet, and there's no need to deadhead these blooms. Okay, last but not least, I have Evolvous Blew My Mind XL. I am so excited about this. This is a dwarf morning glory that is a true blue bloom. It is going to pop against all the other flowers in my garden. I am planning to plant this in my backyard right in front of my Barbara Karst bougainvillea. I'll put a picture of my Barbara Karst bougainvillea so you guys can see the color of that. And I just think the blue blooms on this Blew My Mind XL is going to be so beautiful. I'm so excited for it. So Blew My Mind XL is just a different version. Proven Winners also has Evolvous Blew My Mind. Blew My Mind XL, obviously, as the name implies, it's just a bigger version of it that's going to keep up with more vigorous combinations in pots, and then also do really well in the landscape. I'm actually going to plant this in the landscape underneath my pots, kind of on the, on the ground, and I cannot wait to see how it does. So Blew My Mind XL is very heat tolerant. When other blooms will wilt and fade in the heat, this one is going to bloom even more. So perfect for the south side of my house in my backyard where it gets hot. All right, so that is it for my heat tolerant plants from Proven Winners this year. I am so excited to get these guys planted up in the containers and in the ground, and I am really eager to see how they do with our long, hot summers that we have. Again, I live in Northern California, Zone 9B. If you want to try these plants out as well, check your local garden centers. They should be there. All these plants are available in garden centers this year. If you can't find them locally, you can always go on provenwinners.com and have them shipped to you. So I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, please consider subscribing, and I hope you all have a chance to get into your garden today. All right, that is it for my 6 plants. One more take. One more. So it kind of just depends how you want to use these guys in your plant.